on the chart right now. How long it's going to stay there with Our City, I really don't know, but it seems to be the most popular song out of every pop song on the chart now. And then you have other songs on there, too, like Uptown Funk is still hanging in there. Taylor Swift's got Wildest Dreams on there. Music sounds considerably different from what it did 6 months ago, and the chart definitely has changed since June or July of the summer. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, that happens all the time. I mean, eventually, it's almost as if, they're not resting on any sort of style of music at this point.
No, anything that works, they're going to put out there, no matter what it is. It could be something about something completely stupid or something that you can relate to in your life. It definitely varies, and it's very dependable. But I think that the chart looks very different. There's a lot of great diversity on the chart, and I think that, with songs like Cool for the Summer still hanging in there, you got Maroon 5, of course, still hanging on. And like I said, Adam Levine really coming into his own, breaking away from Maroon 5, although I don't really like his new look that he's got on Instagram. He's been posting a lot of photos of a shaved head. I don't know what it is with people and changing their images all the time in the music and entertainment business, but they seem to feel it works, and obviously Adam Levine's look is getting a lot of very diverse response on Instagram. Are you hooked on Instagram, Bob?
Yes, I am on Instagram.
So you've got the cell phone app, so you're like following all these celebrities and all these different sports teams and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, and again, Instagram is, kind of like something I'm needing to really get caught up on. Because you knew me back in '07 when I was refusing to get a Facebook account because everyone kept saying Facebook was going to take over on MySpace. I waited an entire year before I went to Facebook. Then, of course, Twitter came out, and I really didn't start taking advantage of anything with Twitter until about 6 months ago. So Instagram is like I'm trying to figure out all the hoopla to this with social media.
Well, why don't we get you a big hoop and you can jump up and down and I can explain Instagram to you. Maybe I can give you a couple of pointers. And I don't even have a cell phone. It's really easy to use. All you got to do is just sign up for Instagram and start posting stuff. It's the easiest social media app ever. And I think they deserve an award for that. Twitter, on the other hand, they've cut it back from 150 words now in a tweet to 120. Not a really big fan of that. But people are still flocking to Twitter for a lot of news. I find that Twitter is a more informative place for news, and you can find out a lot more on Twitter and get in contact with a lot more people on Twitter than you can Facebook, because usually what they do with Facebook, I think primarily what Facebook is used for now is just a fan page references, which makes it easier for different celebrities from past and present to just have a fan base, a fan wagon, if you would, and you can just push the share or the like button for their content, and there's no way. It's just a way for a celebrity to cut off contact with people so they don't have to read messages. Some people still accept messages, others don't. But I think that Twitter is probably the place to be right now. And on my Twitter, actually, there's a lot of stuff at Jonathan Clarke 1 for you guys to check out. I've been looking at a lot of live-action remakes, too, that they're going to be putting out for companies like Disney and Nickelodeon between 2016 and 2017. A lot of stuff also about Anna Kendrick, too. She's getting pretty popular, too, after Pitch Perfect 2 dropped. Of course, Pitch Perfect 3 in 2017. That's going to be pretty cool with Haley Steinfeld signed on for that one. And I'm also looking at the possibility of Anna Kendrick playing the live-action Little Mermaid for Disney. That's a big rumor. Do you think she'd be able to do that, Bob?
I don't know. I mean, timing with stuff with Disney is normally at a high when they come out with things. But I don't know about this one. I mean, I think in some cases, I think Disney looks at it and really just wants to just get things set up just so they could do a new DVD re-release so they can sell that.
And they do. They put up the Cinderella one there a couple of days ago, and literally over a week ago, and they've already sold millions of copies. They know what they're doing. The Beauty and the Beast remake. A lot of people have been tweeting me about that one, and a lot of people have been just talking to me about it in general conversation. A lot of people say they shouldn't touch that one. That one should be left untouched. But apparently the direction that they're going in with all of this now is they are not only just reintroducing them now as live-action remakes, which I'm kind of skeptical on, but they're also changing the plot of the movie. Like from out of nowhere with the Maleficent movie last year, we saw Maleficent and Aurora actually have an apparent friendship, which wasn't in the original tale from the 1950s, so that was reintroduced. Fans of this stuff don't know the original story of Sleeping Beauty because of that, and now they're doing it with Cinderella. They've just recently done that, and they're going to be doing it obviously with The Little Mermaid, Mulan, which is another one, Aladdin, and the Beauty and the Beast movie. So, you don't know about the original tales, so probably they're right. Probably the people that have been feeding me feedback on Facebook and Twitter are probably right with their opinion on how some of these classics should be left untouched. And I know they were also really skeptical on Goosebumps, too, because they remember reading the books as kids, the original TV series, which ran for over 100 episodes. So there's a lot going on. And you also mentioned to me, Bob, about the Power Rangers movie in 2017, which is something that we didn't get a chance to actually speak on the last time I was on here. You are really excited about the new Power Rangers movie, apparently.
Actually, I am. I think that a good job can be done with this one. Let's face it. When they did the first Power Rangers in a major motion picture, it wasn't bad. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I think in some cases it lacked in a lot of ways. But I look at this one, and you're basically reinventing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Basically, is what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're updating. Go ahead.
I like the new suits. That was just what I was going to throw in. Keep going.
Yeah, the new suits definitely do something there. And it's not just that. I mean, the rumors going around about who would be willing to make a cameo appearance in it and who wouldn't. I mean, Jason David Frank, who when I talked to him, very, very engaging person. Very engaging person, but he practically loves to take control of who's in and who's out with that one.
I did some insight after you mentioned that there a couple of days ago or earlier this week on your network. I had no information about the remake of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or the reboot, so I was really excited about it because if anyone knows anything about me, I am the guy to call about the Power Rangers because I've been a fan of the Power Rangers ever since the Japanese version was released, which was called Go Rangers, back in 1992, 1993. When they introduced it to the American audience by the spring of 1993, I was a really big fan of it from the first episode to the end. And I actually posted the video, of the first ever fight scene from the first ever episode of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when they first figured out how to use their powers. On my Facebook page, and I went, undercover sort of, and I went and found out some information about this movie. Now, apparently what this movie is about they are going to base it off the original series somewhat. It's based on the Power Rangers securing a future for the current Power Rangers of the current time to go on and carry on the legacy of the Power Rangers. Now, what happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie, you are going to see some original Power Rangers villains, like Scorpina is going to be returning. She was in Season 1 of the Power Rangers, and there's also going to be appearances by Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa, who are the main villains in this movie. So there is something to be excited about for this movie. What kind of direction they're going to take it in, I really don't know. We're going to have to wait till 2017 to find out about that one, but I'm also really looking forward to seeing one of my favorite characters in this movie, Alpha. He was really energetic. I wish he had a bigger role in the Power Rangers, and there are so many characters of the Power Rangers I think that this new audience needs to find out about, like the Eye Guy, the guy that used to play the accordion, that troll character. There was a gigantic fish. There was a sea monster. There's so many different characters. Bones was also one of my favorite ones, too. And Bulk and Skull, we can't forget about those guys. There are so many people from the original Power Rangers that you would expect to see in this. And I think a lot of fans of the retro Power Rangers are going to be let down if this doesn't happen. And Hollywood knows that. So they're going to have to kind of reiterate some familiar characters, some familiar faces for this, no matter if they're recasted with different actors. Really big fan of Naomi Scott coming in and doing it, because she was in Lemonade Mouth with Bridget Mendler, who really hasn't been doing anything. And I think that Naomi Scott did a great job in that one. Of course, she was also in Terra Nova. So when you mentioned Naomi Scott's name, I was like, awesome. You know, Naomi Scott in just her 20s going to be playing the Pink Power Ranger. She could be the greatest Pink Power Ranger of all time, Bob. I really think she can get it done.
Oh, she could. She might just do that. We wonder how Amy Jo Johnson would feel about that one. Although I think she wouldn't mind it. You know, Amy Jo Johnson on her YouTube showed off the fact that she actually got the Pink Power Ranger suit, and she actually wore it chasing her daughter around in the Pink Power Ranger uniform. It was
Sure
pretty
she
cool.
Should.
And
Sure, she
you know,
should. After 180 episodes, Bob, if you were, say, on a TV show, one of the longest-running TV shows in history, and you were on 180 episodes of the longest-running episodic television series in history, would you want your costume, your original costume that you wore? I would.
Oh, of course. I mean, God, let's face it. She was there from day one. Now she was there. She was even there for the original pilot.
She was.
And everyone.
The original pilot, when they were all in that gym doing the
Mm-hmm.
exercises, and then Bulk and Skull came in like they knew it all and had the crap beat out of them. I remember that.
Oh man, I just remember how you know, how that one was like, you know, and I look at some of these people who record these Comic-Cons and Morphicons and Supercons and we need a Wacko Con soon.
I'll tell you what we could do for that. We can call up every original host that you ever worked with, except the people that you don't want to work with anymore, and we can pull a David James Frank on them. But we can call up all the original people that you work with and have a first ever Wacko Con.
Yeah.
And then at the Wacko Con, Lisa can cook for us, because apparently Lisa is trying to arrange some dinner date or something. So she can cook for us at the Wacko Con when all the Power Rangers show up.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, but everyone will be saying we want the Power Rangers when I'm trying to get all the cast of the Wacko Network up there to do the Q&As first, you know.